just to film here a few days ago, I saw Smile 2. I was not a fan of the first Smile movie, like, at all. I found it very annoying, pretty dang low effort, and just something that I've seen done better in movies like, say, The Ring. I don't remember it really having anything interesting in how it was shot, so I was pretty shocked how this film opens up with a crazy impressive oneer. Yeah, Smile 2 has this awesome oneer at the beginning of the film. And it's a oneer that has, like, actions that are happening that I was like, wow, like, the practical effects here look good and they coordinated this and it looks convincing to me. And again, there's, like, no cuts for a good, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes. Maybe it was, like, 5 minutes. But oneers always feel longer than they are, not in a bad way. And so I was like, yo, did this get, like, improved? Like, did the director, who I believe is also the writer, improve his work from the first film, looking at criticisms, and make something that's interestingly shot? I also really liked the score at the beginning of the film. And when it opened up from that scene, the next scene after, I thought, kind of continued a pretty strong tone. It would have a nice quietness to it where it wasn't forcing the score down. In my opinion, Naomi Scott was doing a great job. There was some purposeful framing as well in these first 20 minutes or so. I would even say in the first act, I was pretty dang invested. But honestly, this devolved into, well, being a sequel to Smile, and a lot of the problems that came out with that film started to happen here, where it's like, they're really playing off smiling, creepy smile as a scare, and it just comes off hilarious to me, because it's like, it's a smile, you know, there's creepy smiles, quote unquote. When it translates into this film, it's just funny to me. And that wasn't the only thing that was getting unintentional laughs from me. There were some other attempted scares by the second act where it's just like, that was so stupid. Why was that played as a serious, scary thing? I mean, this film is pretty definitely serious, you know? At least the first film had that funny, like, birthday party scene or whatever. I don't even know if that was intentional. But this takes itself way too seriously. And unfortunately, what it devolved into in the third act, I was on board at first. I'm like, okay, yo, this is getting like batshit. Like, let's go batshit for this movie. Because again, some of it is silly already. So I was into it. I don't want to spoil anything. But the third act became extremely unsatisfying. And it had some extremely cheap plot devices that I was just like, really? We're really doing this? It retroactively makes so much of the movie feel like a waste of time. And again, I don't want to spoil anything. Also, it had an ending that I figured would be the ending from the moment I saw the trailer for this film. Not that the trailer showed too much, but they really didn't think outside the box in how to resolve this story. So it's such a mixed bag for me in all of those aspects, where it started out pretty damn strong, if I had to be honest. Like, I was like, is this going to be like a 6 or 7 for Smile 2? Because I was digging the first act, but it devolved into something so stupid and frustrating. I also noticed some more things as the film went on. There's some terrible supporting performances, like her assistant character and her best friend are pretty dang bad performances. I'm like, really? But then again, I mean, I like Naomi Scott, and Rosemary DeWitt plays Naomi Scott's mother slash, like, manager. And I love Rosemary DeWitt, and I think she does a great job here. You know, she's a mumblecore girl, so always have respect for her. And then also what I noticed was that the score had a lot more obvious moments, and they really insist on the score when they have a weak scare. It's like the weaker scares had this very boring score, and it's weird because there's a great score that kind of persists, like this specific, I'm not good with describing music, but there's like, in that intro, they use it sparingly here and there that I really liked. It made me feel uncomfortable, that music. And then they would resort to half of it like this really generic Inception, and it's like, really doing this here? The film also started to show kind of how cheap it was, where we have this international pop star, and we don't really get a scene of her performing in front of a bunch of people. And it's just like, I remember seeing Trap, and Trap actually had some convincing stadium shots for what it was. I like this way more than Trap, but still. And I mean, this has a moderate budget for a smaller horror movie, really. I wouldn't even say smaller. It's, what is it, like a 20 million budget or something like that? So that was kind of strange. But one of the most frustrating things about this film is something that won't frustrate everybody, and that's, I just don't like jump scares. they're not scary to me, and they're just annoying when they're so predictable. So I'm just like, the whole time, and then it happens, I'm like, okay. I have really sensitive ears. I can never even do like the 4th of July and stuff like that. Ever since I was younger, I would hide in the house because my ears are so sensitive. So yeah, the more I talk about this, I gave this a 5 on Letterboxd, but I don't know, like it's really, it just becomes so stupid by the end. And it's so frustrating because it starts out so strong to me. And one thing I almost forgot to say was towards the end of the film, while the beginning seemed to have some great practicals, there were some really bad CGI shots that were just like, wow, this design looks horrible and it's CGI. Like, it's very clearly fake. Like, I was actually invested in the character too, like the lead character, which that's saying a lot for a horror movie. I love a lot of horror movies, but a lot of the recent horror movies, if you've seen from my Letterboxd and stuff like that, I've just not been digging. But of course, I'm seeing a lot of these mainstream ones. I'm sure there's some great ones that haven't gotten a great distribution yet and everything. So I might have to go to a 4 for this, even though, like I said, I give it a 5 on Letterboxd. So let me know what you think of Smile 2, if you agree or disagree. Apparently, this director will be doing a Possession remake, which is very scary to me. Going to be more scary than this film because, personally, I love Possession. And, seeing this person do it who has not done 2 great films is like, really? It's not actually scary. We'll laugh. Or, heck, we'll be amazed at how good it is. We'll see. Subscribe here for more film reviews, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Bye.